Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ticking Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette Syndrome. I have some news. So if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I have Tourette Syndrome, you know that I have struggled with tics my whole life, and that I've been struggling with the concept of being neurodivergent. I've made a lot of videos with titles like neurodivergent things I always thought were normal, or like I always thought these were normal but they're not, and it's all about being on the neurodiversity spectrum. And I've always thought like, okay, Tourette's can't make me have all of this stuff wrong with me. Like it has to be, I genuinely don't think that Tourette's is the overall thing for me. Like, yeah, I have tics, I have a lot of other mental issues, you could say, but it's always been blamed on my Tourette's. Like, oh, Tourette's for impulsivity, Tourette's for hyperfixation, Tourette's for no motivation, Tourette's was the blame for everything. And now that I'm super medicated on flufenazine, Intuniv, and Pimozide for my tics, they are a lot lessened. As you guys can probably tell, I'm not as severe as I used to be. The tics are somewhat manageable. And so here is my theory. My theory is the tics have been at the forefront of every psychiatrist, every psychologist, every neurologist, every doctor has been concerned with the tics being at the forefront, but they've overlooked the majority of the other issues. And so now that my tics are somewhat manageable, I'm struggling a lot more in other ways. I feel like my tics have always been at the forefront of my struggles, but now I'm having way more issues. If you guys have seen my last video, I started therapy. I am struggling hard. And today I found out that it is because of ADHD. And reading all the symptoms online, like, this is me to a T. I have to go see my psychiatrist to get the full diagnosis, but my psychologist today actually did say, this is ADHD. You need different steps to get better. You can't just be treated for Tourette's when this is overtaking your life. So let's talk about it. I am so genuinely emotional but happy about it because I feel like this thing that I've struggled with my whole life finally has a name to it that's not just Tourette syndrome, and it's not just because of my tics, and it's not just because I'm weird or because I'm lazy or because I'm dumb. So let's talk about it. I went to my therapy session today and my psychologist was like, okay, tell me about yourself. Why are you here? And I talked about it. I explained all my issues. So never being able to finish a task, or if a task seems daunting, I never attempt it, or I just put it off. Extreme impulsivity to the point where it's getting in the way of my life. Making stupid Amazon purchases at 3 in the morning, cutting my hair off at 3 in the morning, waking up at 3 in the morning and doing a full face of makeup and hair and making videos, and just so impulsive. If I have an idea, I have to do it now. And just the feeling of being stuck and not being able to be motivated at all. I have a really good analogy I was telling my psychologist. It was in the Winnie the Pooh realm. I am either Eeyore or Tigger, and there is no in between. It's either super slow, sluggish, sad, depressed, or wired. And she said that is a clear thing that ADHD people deal with. And 80% of people with Tourette syndrome have comorbidities, including ADHD. So this makes so much sense to me. I have the Tourette's diagnosis and ADHD is now on top of that, and that makes so much sense to me, I could cry. My psychologist was literally like, how has no one ever diagnosed you with ADHD? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, everything about you, everything you're saying is encompassed by this disorder. And so I just felt relief immediately. Hi. Because I now know why I am the way I am. I wanted answers. I was praying for answers. And I got told that this is likely my issue. And so I'm on Zoloft for depression and anxiety, and apparently that is all wrong. It's done nothing for me. I've been on it for 8 years and nothing has helped. So my doctor today was like, you should probably be on something different that helps your ADHD. So I'm seeing my psychiatrist on December 8th, and I'm praying to Jesus that I'll get some help, because I spend my days in bed, unable to do anything. I waste the whole day wanting to do something, but I get so overwhelmed and so distracted, I guess, or I can't concentrate on things that I just don't do anything, and it's such a waste. And then the next day, I'm depressed for not doing anything the previous day, and it's just a cycle and I never get anything done. If something seems overwhelming, I immediately shut down. I am terrible at waiting, so impulsive. If I have to wait in a line for anything, ooh, I go very upset. So irritable for no reason. Frustration is a huge thing. And I think I'm gonna watch my neurodivergent things I thought were normal video back and see if any of this stuff corresponds to people with ADHD. I actually think some people commented on that video saying, girl, this is ADHD. And I was like, there's no way. But if I find those comments, I'll insert them because I think that's so funny. People on YouTube diagnosed me before I got diagnosed. And I just like, it's so unbelievably satisfying and comforting to know that I'm not crazy. My doctor today was like, Harley, you're not crazy. This is just, your brain is wired differently. This is why you can't get things done. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're unmotivated. You just simply can't do it. And I've never related to something so much than that. I literally just can't do things, even though I need to and I want to. Unless it's like an emergency situation, I can't do it. And I don't know, it's just really frustrating. So I'm going to therapy to get help for this because my executive functioning, that's another thing she said, is horrible. My time management, terrible. My planning, terrible. Goal setting, terrible. And so if you guys relate to any of this and you're watching this and you're like, what is wrong with me? Ask your doctor about ADHD because it makes sense. I don't have a full diagnosis yet, but I'm working towards it. But it makes perfect sense. It coincides with Tourette Syndrome so much of the time, so it makes sense that I would experience this too. It's genuinely like I can't function properly. Like I'm an adult, but I function at the level of a child. Like with planning and time management, I'm just very bad at it. And that is something that is like, not good. So I'm just genuinely really happy, and I wanted to make this video because in my last video I was so sad and struggling and like but hi, I got rice. But now I have this like overall idea of what could be wrong, and it's like overwhelming in the best way because I'm not crazy and I'm not losing my mind and I'm not lazy or useless or worthless like I've been told. I just have a neurological disorder on top of Tourette's, not only Tourette's, because everything has been blamed on my Tourette's for so long because, as I said, my tics were in the forefront. Like, oh my gosh, they're visible, they're noticeable, so of course I'm going to be diagnosed with that. But my executive functioning and my ability to process things and concentrate and focus and yada yada yada, that's always been overlooked because I've been able to manage in school until high school when everything went downhill and I never completed anything. So yeah, I'm gonna keep you posted on this ADHD journey because Tourette's and ADHD, as I said, go hand in hand. And I feel like this new chapter in my life might actually be the answer I've been looking for so long. And I really I'm so thankful and I'm excited to see if I can actually finally get the help I need. So wish me luck. I really hope that this turns out good for me. And I'm not like seeking a diagnosis or seeking anything like that. It's just, if I am seeking anything, I'm seeking help because what I'm dealing with has gotten in the way of my everyday life, my personal life, my work life, my school life, my social life. It's all been so affected by whatever I'm dealing with: ADHD, Tourette's. I also have OCD, anxiety, depression, but I'm wondering if I was misdiagnosed and it's all just, I don't know. So, wish me luck on this journey. I think I'm finally gonna get answers, and it's like emotional. It's so emotional. I feel like crying, but also like singing 10 Christmas carols and dancing around because I'm excited. And I don't know, like I just feel like for the first time in years that I'm being heard and that I'm actually being understood. If you want to stay tuned to educational content about Tourette syndrome, neurodiversity, ADHD, stuff like that, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell to stay tuned to content like this and to stay tuned to my journey and see how that goes. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you have any of these disorders, Tourette's, ADHD, any other neurological disorders. If you relate to this story at all, if you are seeking help, if you want some advice, just leave comments, talk to me down below. And I will see you guys soon. I'm gonna keep you posted with this because I'm documenting this journey and I'm excited and scared, and as always, we're learning together, we're laughing together, and we're ticking together. Bye! Ticking Together, where neurodiversity meets education.